Hello everyone, and welcome to EchPlays. I am Esh, and this is Divinity Original Sin. You might be thinking, oh, are you sure this is Divinity Original Sin? Because it looks like the Steven Seagal Simulator 2015. First of all, the game sadly doesn't exist, because if it did, I would be playing it instead, because the Steven Seagal Simulator sounds like a dope game. Second of all, I've done all the customization that I want, except for the customization of his head, because I wanted to make a point about the tragedy that the lack of a Steven Seagal simulator game franchise really and truly is. But really, all it comes down to, first of all,
Behold, our enemies have laid a trap.
I'm gonna give him a wizard's voice because why the fuck not? I'm gonna give him a sweet ass tan because maybe not quite that tanny. Should make him like completely obsidian. Yeah, maybe not. This is fine. Okay, I'm gonna give him a sweet ass beard. That's the main thing. So let's find a beard. That one looks pretty good, nice and full. Like you conceal a weapon in it. Maybe use it as a weapon. What's it got here? Anything else good? Any other beard? So it looks like the Chuck Norris might be the answer that we were looking for. As for hair, I think I'm gonna go with a crop top or a short shaved cut like this. And let's find a head that matches this ish. That looks alright. It's not completely bald like that, but can you make him bald actually? Let me see if I can make him completely shaved. Oh my god. Look at this. That's the worst. That is the worst. Alright, oh wow. Look at this. Good grief. Why? Oh, damn, son, the kid in play is on fire. I wish I was brave enough to do that. I wish I was, but I'm not. So, welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. I just sort of went right into it. I'm gonna have to go with this one. This is a game I've played before. You might be familiar with it because I've done so. I played about 8 episodes worth of a Let's Play back when it was in beta. Because I'm a Kickstarter, I supported this game in Kickstarter, so I got into early access. But I had to stop playing it back then because every time they would update, it would corrupt all the save files. And I just kept having to restart and replay the same thing over and over again. So eventually I just stopped and said, maybe I'll come back to it later. It's been out for a while now, and I started playing it on my off time, and it's just so good. It's so good, and I really just, even though it's a little bit older now, and people may not be excited to watch it, I just love it too much not to play it. So, here we are. We're going to be doing some sweet adventures. Sweet adventures. Alright, so I've got the avatar picked. I've got the voice, the skin tone, the head, the hair, the underwear. We don't have the underwear yet. We definitely got to go with the star underwear on this. Okay, so let's go over what I've done. I've got Taco. Obviously, a strong feminine name. So it exudes power and deliciousness. And she is a battle mage. And a battle mage is sort of a caster with a sword, basically. It's like if you're familiar with like a sword mage or a blade singer or something, that's what this lady is. She's the venerable battle mage, and she's got a crushing fist, which is an awesome attack that knocks down people. She's got a enfeebling touch, which gives the attacker a 90% chance to be weakened, which I'm not sure exactly what it does, but I'm assuming it has something to do with how much damage they can do. I know in D&D it makes them do half damage. Burning Touch sets them on fire, potentially. They're not amazing, to be honest. Like, these, the 40% chance on this one, that's not very high to catch someone on fire. But I think you might be able to aim it at something else and then make it catch that on fire. And we'll go into that more as we play, because it's, if you haven't played this before, then you don't know. There's a lot of environmental sorts things like oil on the ground that you could catch on fire, things like that. So I'm really happy to try out this class. As for Buttplug, the venerable and honorable Buttplug, he is a cleric, and as you might expect, cleric is going to have a heal. But he's not going to be a typical cleric in that that's not going to be his only job. In fact, I'm building him more as a tank, because that seems to be what they want him to be. So I just made him even more so. So instead of having a heal and he had like a power stance that gave him more power for his attack, but less accuracy whenever he had it active. It's like a stance. I replaced it with the charge because I like using the charges. And then he has a heal, and he has a conal debuff that like makes people lose willpower if they're in the cone. And that's pretty much what I changed there. So I gave him a little bit more utility because knockdowns are legit as hell. And that's that. So I went ahead and I tried to get as much of the character creation done beforehand, planned it all out, sort of did everything except for change his... I figured you guys deserve to see the donning of the beard that is almost always required in any game I play here on EchPlays. So welcome to Divinity Original Sin. We're now going to accept this and watch the opening sequence. Let's do it.
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Rivellon cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Rivellon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
Oh, yeah. So we're Source hunters. We're basically like the police of magic. We're like NCIS magic. NCIS Sicil, which is the city we're going to be heading to.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunter.
Master Source
The camp
Hunters.
wants you up on deck.
First of all, sweet burns,
Getting
bro.
cold means we're close to
Sweet
shore.
burns.
I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry and out for blood.
He's got an issue with... He's got some sort of
They're
skin
supposed to
condition on his
investigate
chin,
that
I'm
murder,
noticing.
ain't you? They say it's Source that did the counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil, nowhere's safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings.
Oh,
on
look
you,
at this
hunters.
walking stereotype.
Happy to hear we've reached
A fucking
Sicil.
eye patch, a beard, and a
But
pirate
there's
hat.
trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look.
Oh, look.
Those are orc ships.
Those are orc
They're
ships.
blocking our passage.
Oh, what a bunch of
Get you as
bitches.
close to the city as we can.
Oh, thank you, pirate.
Drop you off on the beach.
On the
Be
beach.
wary now.
That sounds good.
Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the
Oh,
loose.
shit. So we've got
If we're to get
undead,
justice for the counselor,
orcs,
you'll have to keep your wits about you.
and sorcerers.
May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunter.
It's essentially a shitstorm on this beach. Violins are coming in strong now. You can't see me, but I'm closing my eyes and I'm swaying because these violins got me crunk in my heart. My heart is crunk. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this game at all, well, you're in for a gosh dang treat, son. If you're familiar with games like Baldur's Gate, some of the older school RPGs like that, Icewind Dale, even Diablo to some extent, not like the older Diablos. That's what this is. It's like the spiritual successor to games like Baldur's Gate and things, which is awesome because those games were the best. And this game has a more modern twist on it. The combat's really cool. It has a lot to do with environmental damage and things like that, setting ground on fire so they have to walk through fire to get to you, freezing them when they're wet, etc. There's a lot of cool stuff. And there's going to be a tutorial dungeon that I would normally probably cut out. I would do it but for the XP and the gold and stuff, but then I would just cut it out from the editing so you wouldn't have to watch it. But I think it's actually a really good introduction to the game for you guys, and also to sort of a refresher for me because I haven't played this in a while. But I'm pretty sure I remember everything to do. In fact, we're going to try to get through the main mission at the start pretty quickly to catch up to where I usually have had to stop. There is a murder of a counselor named Jake, because Jake is a very strong and venerable name. So Counselor Jake has been murdered, and someone expects their source or magic, some evil magic afoot with his murder. And we, being CIS magic police corpse squad, we are sent in to investigate, and that's what our journey is going to be at the beginning. We're tasked with investigating, but there's also things going on around town. There's undead invasions always coming, and now there's orcs invading the beaches. And then, of course, you have the rumor of source being used for this bastard's murder. Poor, poor bastard. So as you can see, it's a click, and they go. And you look in this box, and you go. And then you just loot everything.
If I didn't know there were orc ships raiding to the west, I'd mistake this place for a placid beach.
At least the orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
So we have Taco being a little bit dramatic, and then you have Buttplug just looking for a reason to use the word placid, I think. Because he loves it because it rhymes with flaccid, which reminds him of his penis, which is always a good thing for him. Alright, so, there's a dead body up here. Let's go immediately check this dead body.
What's it doing here alone?
What? Did you expect it to have an entourage?
Yeah, you dumbass. Why wouldn't he be alone? You just find piles of dead bodies everywhere? Oh, we found a book. Let's read it in a minute. Oh, we have a rain scroll. And we also have a bunch of shells that we could potentially pick up and actually open to see if there's like pearls. So let's go ahead and make sure we gather them when we see them. I'm sure we've missed a bunch. As you can see, there's just shells laying around everywhere. Let's read this thing. Traveler's Journal. Rejoice, for the statues have granted my wish. Their whimsical nature, however, must not be taken lightly. So before I soar to the sky like an eagle, I shall attempt a mere hop from the cliffs down to the beach. This should be a small feat for a man that can fly. If this experiment is successful, the sun shall be my next target. First of all, awesome voice acting by me. You're welcome, everyone. You're fucking welcome. Second of all, not the best way to test out your flight abilities. You're gonna die, essentially, if it doesn't work. So it doesn't make any sense to even bother testing it. Oh my goodness, I can't even. And second of all, don't go to the sun. It's made of fire, bro. It's made of fucking fire. Why would you do that? Alright, anyway, let's put our underwear on. I don't know why they're in my inventory instead of on my bod. So let's put those on. We now have a rain scroll, which we're going to be using. First of all, we'll get 2 of these, if I recall. We'll get one from here and another one from our tutorial mission. So let's go ahead and get this dialogue out of the way. Alright, can you believe this? The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues of all things. That's Buttplug saying this. And then Taco can reply, well, great deeds require an occasional leap of faith. Pure madness. So, let's take a look. What kind of personalities should we give these to? That's really should decide how things go. Now, if you're playing by yourself in this game, it's sort of silly, but I still want to do it. Still want to act accordingly. But if you're playing co-op, which is where this game truly shines, if we're being quite honest, then you and your friend could decide different things, and you would basically have to play paper, rock, scissors. Literally, not even being facetious. You actually have to play paper, rock, scissors. Whoever wins that will then be able to, their decision, their dialogue is the one that's said, and maybe that changes the course of a quest, all sorts of things like that. She is a battle mage, and he is a cleric. I think she is probably a bit cynical, so pure madness. And then he is probably a bit more about faith and so forth. So Rivellon is no stranger to the supernatural. He might well have flown into the sunset and looked down upon us as cynics, laughing. And this gives us some different things. Romantic to him and pragmatic to her. And if I open up my thing and I go to this tab, the traits tab, we now have this new bar. And pragmatic, as you can see, it says trait score 1. And basically what this is if you have more points in one than the other, you get that's a bonus. Pragmatism, in this case, gives crafting 1. Whereas romantic would give lucky charm 1, and these are different stats. So if I go to abilities, and I go down to crafting, now I have an additional 1 free point in crafting from that I didn't have before. And Lucky Charm, where is that at, actually? There it is. Personality. Lucky Charm determines your luck in finding extra treasure and improves your offense rating. So, it's good for all things. Lovely. Okay, so, let's go ahead and get back to work. I'm always going to try to lead with the cleric a little bit. And we'll just search through all of these. Nothing there. A shell. Let's get the shell. Actually, let me see and make sure. I think you... No, you can't open that kind. I thought there were some. There's some you can open. But the other ones you can't. So... This leads back. Oh, here we go. We need to come down maybe here first. Actually, it might be cut off. Yeah. It's cut off down here. No, let's... Jesus, look at all these shells, guys. You can hear this.
Under the water. Woe is me.
This fucking talking seashell over
Dry
here.
air, my sorry love. Oh, mighty ocean.
Oh my god, he's still going.
How I pine for thee.
Is that... Okay, good. He stopped. He stopped. Okay, so there's a talking shell. We're going to have to go check that out. But this is the only direction we can go, so let's go ahead and head up here. And this should be right where the tutorial mission starts. Oh, look at this.
Curses upon them,
That's fucking
source
right.
hunters! Secure the stone! I'll deal with
How'd you
these
know?
rats.
Goddess be
Is
with
it the
you,
bright
master.
red? Alright, so we're about to get our combat on, if you will, and you guys are getting some first
Arise,
tastes.
Drawn forth from blood, I bid you aid me.
So he's rising some undead. Raising them, rather. Alright, so combat is turn-based. So in that, it's a little bit different, but it is like, say, XCOM, in that you have action points that you can spend each turn. You can save them for next turn to accumulate them, and then each ability costs a certain amount of action points. And then, of course, moving costs them as well. So you want to try to... what's the word? You want to try to, like, calculate how many you need, move a little bit, and hope that you have enough for an attack, calculate it all together and plan it accordingly. Let's see if we can't charge through these bastards. As you can see, if I target this guy, all these guys are getting hit with this. What an attack. Oh my god, I just murdered them hard. Awesome. So I'm going to end my turn there, and I have one saved, so it's going to save one action point for next turn. And, oh, I forgot that she is a melee as well. How far can I attack with this thing? I think it's a touch spell is the problem here. So let's just move up. I'm going to move right here so that she can't get attacked until I'm ready. This is something we could use, though, Enfeebling Touch. Oh, it's also a touch, so we actually need to get up there. So it makes sense, because you're a battle mage. So I'm going to save the rest of these, maybe use 2 abilities next time. If he's not dead, he probably is going to die. In fact, I don't even want to kill him. I want to linger. I want this fight to linger. We fumbled on warming. He's got willpower loss, though, which would make him more susceptible to things like charm or fear, things like that would affect your mental state, if you will. And I'm going to end his turn there, and now I'm going to come in and just start laying down some damage with my battle mage. Alright, so I could potentially catch him on fire. In fact, I kind of want to do that. Just trying to test my abilities out. Oh shit, look at that. Exploded
Their
that
leader
motherfucker.
said something about escaping with a stone.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside?